Do you mind sharing what is a poetry therapy practitioner?
Absolutely. And before I do that, I think it's helpful to talk about poetry therapy itself a little bit.
Mhm.
Just to clarify also, I think lot of people hear the word therapy and think of a licensed clinician. And in this case, that's not true always. For many of us, we are not, including myself, we're not licensed clinicians. And for many years, poetry has been used more of an adjunct therapy, but never, if, certainly when we're not licensed clinicians, we make it very clear that it's never a replacement for any medical or clinical treatment that anyone would be undergoing at any time. But having said that, most people also best understand poetry therapy from the perspective of creative arts therapies. So you're more likely to have heard about art therapy or music therapy or dance therapy. But then we forget that most of us also experience what I call a close cousin of poetry therapy, which is bibliotherapy. So when you connect with a particular line in a book you're reading, you're deeply engrossed in it and it really moves you. You connect to lyrics of a song. You have this moment where when words shift inside, something inside.
Yeah.
That's part of a therapeutic process, connecting with ourselves and our deepest emotions. Now, so if you think from that perspective, what poetry therapy practitioners do is really we intentionally guide participants through the steps. How do you enter poems that may be difficult? We've all grown up in poetry in an academic setting. Not always easy to enter that space. So what we create is, a safe space, but also what I prefer to call a brave space, where someone finds the courage, is encouraged to explore their emotions.
Mhm.
And emotions are our guide. They're our trusted guides. So when emotions that someone is experiencing connects with the emotions of the poem, there is a moment where something transforms. So we tap into that. We learn something about ourselves. Now, if you think about that in a group setting, um, someone sees you in that moment, recognizes that emotion in you, and supports you. Suddenly you're visible, you see that, you understand yourself better. And that is a moment where an something happens that allows you to make a positive change, take a positive step. All of this is really in 6 steps that we arrive at through the poetry therapy experience, really.
Yeah, that's very interesting, especially the part where you bring up music and how lyrics and words can really just affect us so deeply. And I really resonate with that personally. I've been through many different experiences, which I talk about when I'm at bookings for You Speak, where, you know, I'm I'm talking about these moments and I'm just remembering these songs that I gravitated towards during that time and the lines that really like stuck out to me. And it really does have an impact on our lives, truly. And we constantly say it, you speak, your voice and your words have power. So I think that really lends to that point, how much words can definitely have power in these scenarios.
Absolutely. The power is really important, and once you recognize it, it takes shape and you start to really see it, relate it in your own life and your ability to make changes accordingly.
If you want to hear more stories, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. To support more youth by youth led projects, visit us at youthspeak.ca where you can donate and spread youth mental health awareness.
YouthSpeak Charity. Speak, inspire, change.